And we welcome you back into another episode number 5 of This Week in Kahok Nation. We are in City Hall today, getting ready to visit with our fine mayor, John Miller, here coming up a little bit later on the show. Collinsville Athletic Director Clay Smith will have a little conversation with track and field coach and cross-country coach Daryl Frecker. And then we will finish up our 3-part interview with Ken Oberkfell, former Kahok baseball player, 1974 graduate, and of course third baseman for your world champion 1982 St. Louis Cardinals. But first, we welcome in John Miller, the mayor of this fine town of Collinsville. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you for having me today.
Sure. Let's start off by talking about the topic on everybody's mind these days, and that's COVID. How are you and the city of Collinsville navigating your way through this mess that we're in?
Well, we're trying to abide by the governor's guidance and restrictions. It's difficult sometimes because our businesses are feeling the hurt, as you well know. And unfortunately, I think we're going to have another shutdown coming this week. So it's going to be difficult, but the city's holding its own. The city, as far as the employees and so forth, businesses and especially the restaurants are having difficult times. So.
We are sitting here on October the 26th recording this interview that won't air for a couple of weeks. But what the mayor is talking about is, today's Monday and we're already hearing that by Wednesday, no more inside dining for the restaurants again. And let's focus on the restaurants for a minute. That's the hustle and bustle and almost kind of the lifeblood of every small town. You have all of these local restaurants that pump money into the local economy, and they're just not being able to do that this year.
That's right. Our food and beverage tax supports a lot of things in the city. It supports our Parks and Rec department. It supports Gateway Center. It supports a lot of the things that go on in the city. And when that's down, it really hurts the city's cash flow as far as what we do in those departments.
So is there any way, any kind of formula or plan to make up for these losses?
Well, it's really difficult to make it up because once it's gone, it's gone. The only thing we can do is try and support the businesses the best way we can with their carry-outs. Don't forget to tip the people when you pick up a carry-out. Even though they're not serving you, they are serving you. They're doing the best that they can. And, when they are open and allowing indoor dining, frequent their establishment. Give them the business. Give them the right to serve you. So
now this is also kind of, I guess, a trickle-down effect because you're not getting any of the local taxes from the local restaurants, and state help is probably not going to be that reliable because they're also relying on federal help, which is not that reliable. So this thing is going to trickle all the way down to all these small towns.
It's unfortunate, but the state is getting money from the federal government, and they are holding that money, gaining interest on it before they trickle it down to the municipalities and to the counties. We have been waiting for funding from them for some time. We know what was allocated for salaries for some of our first responders, and we're waiting for those funds to come in because we've paid those people, we've paid the overtime, and now we have to recoup those costs.
Yeah, that would be the one thing I think everybody would worry about would be the services that we rely on, the ambulance, the fire, the police. Mm-hmm. I guess we're not there yet where they're affected, but is it going to come down the road if this doesn't straighten out?
Unfortunately, the fire department has had some people affected because they're on the front line daily with the ambulance. And unfortunately, when one person on a shift comes down with the COVID, it affects the entire crew because we have to isolate and keep them separate from the rest of the workforce. So we have to bring people in on overtime to cover those spots. And it does affect the community, and it does affect those people. And it affects the families of those people.
Yeah.
So,
John Miller joining us, Mayor of Collinsville. Let's talk about you for a second. You were appointed to your seat that you currently have in 2008 after the death of Stan Schaefer. You were then elected to your position 4 times, and that one expires in 2023. Are you staying around for another term after that? Can we let the cat out of the bag, or am I asking something I shouldn't ask?
I will tell you right now that when 2023 gets here, that'll give me 15 years as a mayor, and I think that's enough for anybody.
Yeah. No term limits for mayors, though, right?
There's no term limits, but I actually started on the council under Stan Schaefer in 2005. I worked 31 years in the fire department here in the city of Collinsville. That will give me 46, 47, 48 years working for the city of Collinsville, and I think I've done my share. I think it's time to retire for the second time.
Retire for the second time. I noticed you're wearing your purple, so I'm guessing you bleed purple like the rest of us?
I was not born and raised in Illinois or Collinsville, but believe me, I am a true Kahok.
And just like the rest of us.
See right up there on the wall.
There you go. And just like the rest of us, and why we're doing this show, we're missing sports.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I try and get out and watch the kids play in all the sports. And I'm a great supporter of all of the programs. And it's really affecting the community because the community support for those kids is great, especially the basketball season.
Oh, yeah.
What a tearjerker last year when we were in the run for the state championships, and it really, not only did it hurt the kids in the program, but it hurt the fans as well.
Yeah, sure did. All right, let's talk about some of the new businesses around the area. We've seen things springing up, Firehouse Subs a couple of years ago, Old Harold Brewery and Distillery just a little over a year ago. And there's new stuff in the works.
Yes, we have heard that a conglomerate has purchased, or they've signed a lease with the old Sears Hardware. We have an Ace Hardware coming in. We've got some new restaurants and different chains coming into the city that I'm not able to really promote yet because I know they're in the works, but we have unfortunately the pot place is talking about expanding and doing bigger. Even in the times of down, the business is slow, things are happening. And, I understand that Code 3 is looking to expand, doing some good things with relocation and possibly a butcher shop to go along with their business, and that would be awesome. So we're doing a lot, and unfortunately, the downside to all of this, our Gateway Center is just we've had to lay some people off, and because there's no business there, and we're still paying the bills on the building and the everything, and with no business there, it's really dragging the city down.
Yeah, Water Park took a big hit this year too.
The water, they took a hit, but we made enough money there to pay the expenses this year, especially after last year where we put about $2 million in reinventing the water park with all new pumps and painted everything, all of the slides, everything got a fresh coat of paint. All of the dressing rooms got new flooring and new lockers, and it was a much different aqua park than what it was last year. But we did break even this year, and all we can hope for is next year it'll be a bigger and better time. So.
Yeah, well, we're all hoping for bigger and better times in 2021 because it's not 2020.
Right.
So going forward, a tough year for new businesses to want to be opening up.
Right, especially in the restaurant business. You're open 1 week for 2 weeks, and then you're closed for 2 weeks. It's really, not a good time for that type of business. Other types of businesses, building a new headquarters is I can't think of the name of it now, but it's down off of Horseshoe Lake Road. But they're moving their headquarters from Granite City, Glick's Family Stores, building a new headquarters and warehousing down there. They've been in Granite City for a long time, and 5 generations they've been in business, and they decided that they wanted to be part of the Collinsville tradition, and so they're moving here. So.
FCB moved into the old Shop and Save building. How important is it for you in the city to get these old vacant buildings filled up?
That's important because they don't pay tax dollars on properties unless they're, in business there. And First Collinsville Bank was a homegrown business anyway, and it would just made more sense for them to keep their business local. They had a bunch of satellite managerial type places around St. Clair County and Madison County, and decided to locate them all under one roof. And it's a win-win for the city, and it's a win-win for FCB.
Also, the Collinsville Parks and Recreation Department keeping busy, sprucing up the town, getting all the parks looking good. They're doing a good job.
We're doing a fantastic job. The master plan that we have adopted, or we're in the process of adopting, we had a company come in and look at all of our parks and tell us what we can do to upgrade and make them better. One of the big focuses is on the ball diamonds down off of Collinsville Road. A big rejuvenation project down there, possibly increasing the number of ball fields and restructuring them to where we have a better layout. And now with the water plant on the other side of the road, that gives us a little bit more room down there to expand as well, with adequate parking for the location. The Extreme Sports is doing fantastic in their new business down there. We just can't say enough for the sports aspect of it and what we would like to bring back to the city of Collinsville that we used to have 25, 30 years ago. Mm-hmm. When CARD took over, unfortunately, those programs went away because they didn't want to have to put up with the numbers of people that those tournaments and different things brought to the city. We want those people in the city. Not only do they pay good money to come and play baseball or soccer, but they stay in our hotels, they eat in our restaurants, they become people in our community. And once they come and we can show them a good time, they're going to want to come back.
That is John Miller, the mayor of Collinsville. Anything else you want to share with us before we go?
Well, I just appreciate everything that you do for the Kahawks. And believe me, when I'm sitting on the dais on Monday nights or whenever, now we're having our meetings on Tuesday nights, I have my laptop sitting on the presentation while I'm doing the meeting. I'm also watching the basketball games.
Nice. Like to hear that. Well, we're all hoping to get back to sports. I love doing this, but it's not my job. I'm not really a talk show host and things like that. I'm more of a behind the camera guy doing sports play-by-play, and I can't wait to start doing that again.
Well, you're doing an excellent job, and believe me, it's an asset to the community and to the kids that are playing the sports. That when residents and family members live outside the community can watch their grandchildren or great-grandchildren do the sports that they do. I know I have 2 young grandsons that play ice hockey in Indianapolis, and we're sitting watching them.
It's nice, isn't it?
On those programs. So it's not actually being there, but it's the next best thing.
I get emails from people from California, Texas, Arkansas, even military people overseas serving that watch too, and they are very complimentary of what we offer, and I love doing that. I love hearing that too.
Well, it sets us apart from other communities.
Thank you very much for joining us, sir. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you.
As John Miller, mayor of Collinsville, we're going to take a break here, and when we come back, Clay Smith will be up next with his interview with Collinsville track and field coach and cross country coach Daryl Frecker. That is coming your way next on This Week in Kahok Nation.
Lakeside Roofing in Collinsville.
Let the professionals at Lakeside Roofing protect your most important investment, your home or business. Have the elements taken a toll on your roof system? Notice a leaking roof? Maybe it's time for a free roof inspection. Regular maintenance can extend the life of your roofing system by 10 years or more. Lakeside Roofing is your winning team for commercial and residential roofing systems. Lakeside All-Star professionals have installed, repaired, and maintained hundreds of roofs on both sides of the river. Call Lakeside Roofing today at 618-344-2800 in Collinsville or 314-241-5253 or online at lakesideroofing.com. Choose experience, choose Lakeside.
Hi, Purple and White fans. This is Dan Mode, class of 1989. I'm with New American Funding. Myself and New American Funding are proud sponsors of Kahok Athletics. As we have great coaches at CHS on all the courts, fields, and tracks, we like to coach you through the home buying process and refinance process. If there's ever anything we can do, I can be reached at 618-973-5343 or www.danmodeloans.com. Let's support our student athletes at CHS. They deserve the best. Thank you for your time, and go Kahawks.
Everyone has those projects around the house that you just don't want to do. AW Outdoor Solutions can take care of that for you. Former Collinsville High School graduate Adam Welly owns AW Outdoor Solutions, and he and his crew can handle all of the dirty work around your home or business, whether that's tree trimming and maintenance, brush removal, power washing, gutter cleaning, and leaf raking and removal. AW Outdoor Solutions can handle that and much more. AW Outdoor Solutions is fully insured and offers free estimates on all of their work. AW Outdoor Solutions. Call Adam Welly at 314-252-8010 or on Facebook at AW Outdoor Solutions. Just because you can cut your own hair doesn't mean you should. The Shop, a great place in Collinsville for men and boys haircuts, is where you should take your hair. The Shop is owned and operated by Collinsville High School graduates Danny Kress and Jody Neiman and is located at 103 South Seminary Street in Uptown Collinsville. The Shop isn't just another place to get a haircut, as Danny and Jody take great joy in getting to know their clients and look forward to turning those clients into friends. When you sit in a stylish chair at the Shop, Jody and Danny pride themselves on getting to know you well enough to say, "The usual?" So, men and boys, if you're tired of the same old cookie-cutter approach to haircuts, check out Danny and Jody at the Shop. You may just walk out with not only a fantastic cut, but you may also walk out with a friend. Or two. The Shop in Collinsville, 618-772-7175. No appointment necessary. The Shop, 103 South Seminary in Uptown Collinsville. All Pro Tees in Caseyville is your place for custom apparel and has been for over 20 years now. Why? All Pro Tees can handle any size project, big or small, and they specialize in large group orders. At All Pro Tees, quality is number one on their list of priorities, as is evident by their excellent customer service. Did we mention All Pro Tees has over 20 years of experience? They can even help with fundraisers and event merchandising for your group. So for all of your apparel needs, for civic groups, sports teams, business outings, or even a family reunion, your apparel needs stop at All Pro Tees. All Pro Tees in Caseyville, right across the street from Kahok Stadium. Online at allprotees.com or on Facebook at All Pro Tees. Or call All Pro Tees at 344-2200.
Call Up Jennings Florist, a Collinsville original since 1939. Call Up Jennings Florist has a wide variety of green and blooming plants, specializing in all designs, from traditional to trend settings. Call Up Jennings Florist is of course your place for beautiful flowers, suitable for any occasion. From anniversaries to birthdays, graduations to weddings, Call Up Jennings Florist is there for any life's major moments. Call Up Jennings Florist, 517 West Clay Street in Collinsville. Call 344-0404 or online at callupjennings.com.
Extreme Details Vehicle Detailing in Collinsville, owned by former Kahok Jay Merkel. At Extreme Details, they believe in the value of community and in helping the community hold the value of their vehicles.
a sharp-looking, clean ride that you and your community can be proud of. Extreme Details offers drop-off, pickup, and delivery service, as well as a mobile service, whether that's a simple wash and wax or all the way up to a full detail job. No job is too big or too small for Extreme Details. Plus, Extreme Details offers scratch and oxidation removal and vacuums every vehicle regardless of what package you choose. Cars, trucks, boats, motorcycles, and more. Extreme Details in Collinsville, open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 on Saturday. Call Jay Merkel for an appointment at 301-6033 or 977-1224.
And welcome back to another episode of This Week in Kahok Nation. I am Athletic Director Clay Smith, and joining me today is our PE department head and girls and boys cross country coach, along with being our boys track and field coach, Mr. Daryl Frecker. Coach, how are we doing today?
Doing great. Good to be here.
Well, great. Thanks for joining us today. I know Coach is busy. He's in the heart of his cross country season with postseason coming up this weekend. Students have just been dismissed from class, so we're soaking up one of the nicer days in October here. So before we get into the nuts and bolts of things, why don't you just tell Kahok Nation about yourself and how long you've been at Kahok?
Well, I've been here for 18 years now, and before that I was at SIUE for 14 years. So kind of coming into the end of my career, looking forward to it, see the light at the end of the tunnel. But have had a great experience here at Collinsville, and I like to bring some of my background into it with the running. I was fortunate to come in and be head track coach for the boys, and the following year cross-country coach. Basically ran in 2 Olympic trials, and in 1988 and 1992, and had the experience of competing in 7 other countries. So it's been a good run, so to speak, and some great experience. And what I'm trying to do is pass it on to these high school athletes and get them better for their own careers as they go.
What an awesome experience getting ready to compete for those Olympic time trials. And I will tell you, if you have yet to see Coach Frecker run back in his heyday, you get on Google and go ahead and search his name with those Olympic time trials, and the video and the footage that they show it's pretty awesome to watch. So that is pretty cool to see every time I watch it, to know that you're a Kahok and that you had those experiences. You know what? It's all in the family for Coach Frecker as well. Many of you may not know, but his wife Carol Frecker is a volunteer coach for our cross country team, and she works very hard in our community at Willoughby Farms, which I know is it's a favorite place of the Smith family. We love to go there and go for hikes and take care and kind of spend a day and look at the animals and things of that nature. And Coach Frecker's daughter and 2 sons have come through Collinsville High School, and actually Andrea was just on the show. I just had the opportunity to sit down with her. She was a 3-sport athlete here at Collinsville and is at SIUE, and your nephews also came through Collinsville High School. So it's always great to see that family line and tradition and everybody wearing purple and being proud. So that's fantastic. So let's take us back to last spring, which is a time that I seem like I always come back to in these interviews, but I think people need to know kind of what was going through our minds there. Your track season never got off the ground. We had 2 or 3 weeks of practice in, I think, around that time, if I remember correctly, and then our country and our world, so to speak, got shut down, and we were quarantined from home. You know, and I think lost in that at sight, because we did have the great basketball team still playing and running in that sectional play. We have potential, you know, for a potential state champion in Jay Stewart here at Collinsville High School senior year on the track team.
Yes, it was very disappointing to get to that point where he didn't get an opportunity to defend that crown. Not defend, I'm sorry, but take the crown, because it was fortunate that Marcellus Moore from Plainfield North was the only one that beat him in the 100 and the 200 at state his junior year, and that gave us the front runner. He was looking to win the 100 and the 200, and like I said, unfortunately, with the COVID deal, we didn't get an opportunity to see him do that. Jay was a great kid and a great athlete for Collinsville High School, and very, very happy to have gone through the 3 years with him in track and field, but was disappointed that we didn't get that 4th season out of him.
And Jay is now down in Texas. He is running at a university located in southern Texas there. So Jay, if you're watching or if you get a chance to see, you know, we're still thinking about you and we support you and wish you the best of luck down there in Texas and all your college endeavors. And man, what a great experience that track meet his junior year was. I went to Eastern Illinois with some teachers here and our athletic trainer. Man, that's just a great atmosphere, and the nerves and the energy and running, and those kids really worked their tails off. So that was really cool to see. And again, disappointing at the end of the year last year that we just wouldn't get to see it again. So hopefully this year we'll be back. Speaking of this year, you're headed to Granite City this weekend for boys and girls cross country postseason. We've had a good fall season for our cross country runners, and good as I mean is I'm just happy they're able to compete. There's a lot of other fall sports that aren't able to compete right now. Can you just kind of give us a recap of your fall season, how it's been with the guidelines that we have in place, and what you expect Saturday from your runners?
Well, to say the least, it has been interesting. It's been very enjoyable to get the season in. Knock on wood, we do have regionals this Saturday, and we anticipate several, at least individuals at minimum, but the guys team is on the bubble to qualify for sectionals, and I think we're poised and ready. We are going to do it. We'll be one of the top 15s getting out of that regional competition and moving on to the sectionals in Normal West the following Saturday. It's been a great season. The guys have gelled. The team overall has gelled. It's a little bit disappointing that we lost some of the ladies from last year, so we have not had a team score in the last few meets. But Maggie Fitzgerald and Hannah Pettit are two seniors that have led the ladies this season, and we're looking for them to get out individually to qualify for that sectional competition as well. So we've had a good season. We've had some great camaraderie, and it's been very enjoyable to get to this point and get this season in.
You're exactly right. You have a great group of kids, and I'm fortunate enough to watch them practice every day as I leave for the day, and you guys are still putting in your time. I can watch them, you know, on the hill running, or we always see them on St. Louis Road running, and they're a great group of kids in the classroom and in competition. So we wish you nothing but the best this Saturday, and hopefully the good weather holds off for you, and you guys have some nice weather to run in there early Saturday morning at Granite City. After the cross country season, you do get a couple months off due to COVID this year. Your boys track and field season will now start a little bit later than what we're used to, and run a little later into the summer, your vacation time. Actually not anymore, thank you very much. How do you feel like that track season is going to go with the boys with the late start? And then, you know, the first thing I can think of when I brought up the track meet from 2 years ago watching Jay, it was hot, and I can only think pushing that track meet further into the summer, it's going to be pretty warm there at Eastern Illinois in a state tournament.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to get to this point in the season where if IHSA determines that we can have a state meet, it'll be extremely warm. It has been at the end of May, just like you said, and to start that late, the weather will be getting much better by the time we start the season, because there's been times when we've had snow during the track season.
That can't be fun.
And especially if it's blowing sideways. But it's been it'll be interesting to see what happens with the season, and if there's any changes that are made between now and then as far as the time frame. But we're going to get ready, and we're going to start conditioning days right away, and make sure that when the season does come around, we'll be ready for some competition and see how many more of these guys we can get to that state level.
Well, one thing at a time. You're a very, very busy man and coach, and you do a lot in our community, and we thank you for that. So best of luck this weekend at regionals, and thanks for joining me today. It was fun.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
I'm Clay Smith, Athletic Director at Collinsville High School. This is Coach Daryl Frecker, cross country and track and field coach, and we will see you next time on This Week in Kahok Nation. See you later, Kahawks.
Are the lights on your dashboard putting on a show? Bring it to Mike's Automotive in Collinsville. Mike's Automotive is also a T3 certified tire center. They can handle all of the basics like oil changes and tune-ups, and the not-so-basics like complete engine rebuilds. Mike's Automotive also has 24-hour towing and has 3 locations: Millstadt, St. Louis,
and in Collinsville. The Collinsville location is at 1150 St. Louis Road, just blocks from the high school. Or call 345-0611, online at mikesautomotive.net and Mike's Automotive on Facebook.
Pack Mail of Collinsville, locally owned and operated by Ryan Combs. Pack Mail can ship anything, anywhere. They treat you like a neighbor because, well, you are a neighbor. Pack Mail offers shipping materials and containers, private mailboxes, as well as climate-controlled self-storage. Visit Pack Mail at 407 Beltline Road in Collinsville. Online, WeShipStLouis.com or call Pack Mail at 346-4884.
Plumbing or electrical problems? Is your AC or heater on the fritz? There are dozens of companies out there, but do you really know who you're letting in your home? Trust Tiger. Our technicians are clean-cut, drug-free, and background checked. What other company can make this bold statement? Our 24-hour emergency service will ensure your plumbing, heating, AC, and electric are up and running no matter what time of day it is. Schedule your appointment today. Tiger Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical Services. We earn our stripes every day.
The Collinsville Education Association is a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network. The CEA is your partner as they work to ensure quality education for our children. The CEA advocates excellence and equity in public education and represent over 400 educators in 11 schools in both Madison and St. Clair counties. For more information, you can visit the Collinsville Education Association's Facebook page or the CEA's website at collinsvillecea.org. Looking to buy a new home or sell your current one? Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis Realty with all of your real estate needs. The real estate market is hot right now. Trust the Blaylock team of Keller Williams Marquis to help you find the perfect home or to help you get top dollar for your current home. Give Peyton or Emily Blaylock a call today at 618-780-4622 or visit them online at BlaylockTeam.com or on Facebook at The Blaylock Team. Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Brady Pest and Termite Management is your local pest control source. The Midwest offers its fair share of pest problems, and Brady Pest and Termite Management is up to the challenge. Whether it's pesky rodents in the cold winter months or ants, spiders, and other pests in the warm months, Brady Pest and Termite is your solution. And termites? Brady Pest is tops in the Metro East in termite management. Do you have unwanted pests? Then call the best. Brady Pest and Termite Management in Caseyville. Call 343-1790 or on Facebook at Brady Pest and Termite.
Collinsville High School alumni Stacy Lauenstein, CHS class of 91, Lisa Bassetto, Sarah Sulke, and Tracy Limp, CHS class of 94, Tony Geisen, CHS class of 96, and Kevin Robinson, CHS class of 99, want to wish all of our Kahawks a great year. We look forward to cheering you on and supporting you. Work hard on the court and the field, as well as in the classroom. Remember, once a Kahawk, always a Kahawk. Hashtag Kahawk Family.
Your home is where you feel happy, safe, and secure. So if you see signs of foundation problems like cracks or uneven floors, worrying is natural, and getting it fixed is crucial. Woods Basement Systems understands. We've been solving foundation worries since 1986. Woods experts have the training and equipment to make permanent repairs. So stop worrying, because with Woods, it's fixed forever. Foundation problems don't get better with time, they get better with Woods, the all things basement-y experts. Call or go to woodsbasementsystems.com today.
First National Bank of Waterloo, celebrating over 100 years of banking. Visit First National Bank of Waterloo, now with locations in Collinsville and Maryville, for your mortgage and lending needs. Why? Super low closing costs, low construction loan rates, and they do so much to support our local communities. When you need a loan, call Bill Metzger at First National Bank of Waterloo at 345-1121 or visit them with their new locations in Collinsville and Maryville or online at fnbwaterloo.com. First National Bank of Waterloo, member FDIC, equal housing lender. Cafe Agape serves up some of the best sandwiches, burgers, pork steaks, meatloaf, fish, and more in Collinsville. And yes, they still cater.
wedding receptions, luncheons, business meetings, and much more. And Cafe Agape is your destination for all of your holiday and party favorites, both main courses as well as delicious sides. Cafe Agape in Collinsville is the only place to pick up a Kahok sandwich or dog and the new Flamin' Kahok sandwich. Cafe Agape, check them out at 703 St. Louis Road. Give them a call at 345-CAFE. That's 345-2233. And don't forget to tell them Stewie sent you.
Once again, welcome back to This Week in Kahok Nation, our third and final installment with Ken Obergfell, 1974 graduate of Collinsville High School, played third base for the St. Louis Cardinals in their 1982 World Championship season. So let's begin with 1982. You said that you guys were just fuming mad about the way 81 ended up. You weren't very happy about how 1980 ended up. You thought you were better than that. You get to 1982, and you guys are all thinking what?
We had all the pieces in place, and we were just on a mission to go down and have good spring training, blend with everybody, and take it into the season. But we knew that the pieces were there with all the trades that Whitey had made, and he set it up pretty nice. And it was just a matter of us going down to spring training, getting ourselves ready, and leaving spring training with that mindset that, we're going to win this thing this year. And we were pretty consistent all year.
You mentioned all the speed guys that he brought in. You weren't necessarily a speed guy, were you?
No, but I could get him 15 to 20 bags. I wasn't slow, but I wasn't above average. I was probably average speed, but we had enough guys that were above average speed. I was like Whitey had said before, he goes, I was the perfect number 2 hitter in the lineup because I didn't strike out. I'd take a lot of pitches to let the leadoff guy run. And then I'd hit a ground ball to second, and they'd throw me out. The guy would get to third, and Hernandez would get all the glory by driving him in. It was fun.
You guys went 92 and 70 in that 1982 season. You won the division by 3 games over Philadelphia. Swept Atlanta in 3 games to none in the NLCS. Game 2, 3-3 tie, bottom of the 9th. You get the walk-off RBI single. Talk us through that.
Well, the game was tied. I was coming up. We had Suter was behind me. He was hitting behind me and from all the double switching they'd made. And Gene Garber was pitching for Atlanta. And I was up at the batter's box, and I said, "You're going to pitch to me?" Because I hit Garber well during my career. And Benedict looks in the dugout and looks at Torrey. Joe Torrey was the Braves manager. And he turns back. He goes, "Yeah, we're pitching to you." I said, "Okay, good luck." And I just hit the line drive. I don't know how Butler missed it. He just barely missed it, and it was like chaos. I mean, other than Bruce Suter striking out Gorman Thomas to win the World Series, that game 2 against Atlanta when I got the hit, it was probably my biggest hit ever.
Yeah. Then you went on to game 3 at Fulton County Stadium in Atlanta. I got to go there a couple of times, by the way. It was a nice stadium for the day. No doubts about it. You guys were like, we're going to just take this game and we're going to be done with this series.
We flew in, checked into a hotel, never unpacked our bags because if we won, we were flying back home. If we lost, we'd stay there. We knew we were going to win. We just were, after winning game 2 and going up 2-0, Atlanta was pretty much throw the towel, because they knew that we had all the momentum going and, we were just looking to see who we were going to play in the World Series, California Angels or the Milwaukee Brewers. So we knew we had it when we went to Atlanta.
Ended up being those Brewers. You beat Milwaukee 4-3. Game 2, third inning, Tommy Hurd doubles to score Willie McGee. You then single in her. As it turns out, was, I think, your first and only World Series RBI.
Might have been. I might have been. You're right. I might have had another one or two. I didn't really pay attention. I was just trying to we just tried to play the game the right way, and we had no choice with Whitey because we were going to play it the right way, or it was, we wouldn't be playing. So it was, it might have been my only RBI, but I'll take it.
I guess you would. That's not better, more RBIs than I have in Major League Baseball. 24 at-bats during that 82 World Series, 292 batting average. You had 7 hits, including a double, a couple of stolen bases, as you mentioned. Only 1 strikeout. And that is the only time that you struck out in 2 World Series.
I know. I was never a person that struck out. I mean, I would put the ball in play. I had the mindset, I would rather hit a ground ball to the pitcher than strike out because they always got a chance to mess it up. So, you know, if you don't put the ball in play, you're not going to have much success. So I was a great contact hitter, and it was that's why I was a good number 2 hitter.
All right, so 1984 comes and you get traded to the Atlanta Braves. Was that heartbreaking for you?
It was a shock. I mean, usually with the trade rumors, you hear the rumors, but I never heard anything about it. No one heard anything about it, and they called me in. I was at the ballpark. We were taking BP. They called me in, and Joe McDonald and Whitey, and Whitey wanted Ken Daly. He wanted that left-handed pitcher from Atlanta, and so Atlanta needed me because Horner had got hurt, so they needed a third baseman. And Whitey said it'll be a good career move for you. It'll be, you know, not that I want to trade you. We just got to find room for different people. He goes, but you're going to go there. You're going to play every day, and you're going to have a lot of fun. And I did. When I first got to Atlanta, we weren't too bad. We were battling that year in '84, and we didn't win. The Padres ended up winning that division, but it prolonged my career going to Atlanta, and you know, I became their everyday third baseman too. So it was we didn't win as many games, but it was fun playing there.
Did it hurt even more to see the Cardinals get to the '85 and '87 World Series?
No, not at all. It really didn't. I mean, I rooted for them once they got to the World Series. I mean, now granted, if we were playing them, I would hope to beat the crap out of them, but you know, they were good, and they deserved it, and got to that point. We just never was able to, in Atlanta, to get things going. You know,
how weird was it to come back to Busch Stadium as a visiting player that first time?
My first at bat, I can't remember who it was against, but I'm going up to the plate, and they introduced me, announced hitting, and what made me feel good, the fans gave me a great ovation. It wasn't like booing me or nothing like that. It almost made me feel like, hey, they appreciated the stuff I did here in St. Louis too. So I had a little goosebumps, but you know, the game's a game, and you just see I'm trying my best to beat them. But
after Atlanta, you had stints in Pittsburgh, San Francisco, Houston, and California. Got back to the World Series with San Francisco. Of course, everybody remembers that series for all the wrong reasons.
Right, exactly. That was pretty wild. You know, growing up in Maryville and Collinsville, and going out to Northern California and playing in San Francisco, where you know there's possible earthquakes and different stuff like that. And I just got loose. I was sitting on there in the bench getting my game face on, and it was weird because the ground started shaking, and I'm like, oh God, what is this? And I realized earthquake. Well, we just all sprinted to the middle of the field. And it was, after that, the World Series didn't mean anything. You know, our claim to fame was Oakland beat us 4 straight, but it took them 3 weeks.
Yeah, that was a different series altogether. Your last game, October 4th, 1992 with California. Did you know that was the end of your career then?
I knew I was done when the season was going to be over. I wasn't coming back. I had different nagging injuries that bothered me in both my shoulders, my knees, and I said, you know, I've had a great career. I'm fully vested in everything. So I said, you know, I'm shutting it down. This is my last year, and that's what I did. And I worked on my golf game for a couple years, and then I got into coaching.
I'll talk about the coaching carousel there for a while and some of the stops you made along the way.
Well, I first went to independent ball with Dave LaPointe. He got me involved with the independent league in Sullivan County, upstate New York. I did that for about 3 years, and then I got a job with the Phillies. And I managed their A-ball teams for 4 years, and we parted ways. And then the Mets had an opening in A-ball, so I called the Mets of all teams playing for the Cardinals. I called the Mets, and they hired me as their A-ball manager. And I was with the Mets 12 years. Got to the big leagues a couple years. But other than that, I mainly managed a lot of AAA and AA. So
Dominican Republic as well.
Winter ball, I went there. That was a great experience for me. It really helped me because they play, you know, you don't have all your prospects play. They play to win. You know, a lot of times in minor league baseball, you play to develop your players. But the Dominican was pretty special and exciting because we won 3 out of 4 years there too.
So since the coaching has ended and the playing days have ended, what is Ken Oberfeld doing with himself these days?
A lot of nothing. I'm nursing a sore back that I've had for a while. I'm trying to get my back better so I can get back on the golf course because I've always loved golfing. But other than that, watching sports on TV, what would I do in that situation? Just talking, I mean, baseball's hard to watch right now with no fans in the stands, but, I keep up with sports. I'm a sportsaholic, I guess you could say, but other than that, I'm just enjoying retirement.
Who's your favorite ball players to watch these days?
Ooh, that's a good question right there. I would, man, I don't know. I really don't know. I would have to guess. I like Goldschmidt. I mean, I liked him when he was in Arizona. I like him now. Veteran players, obviously Yachty and Wainwright are two of my favorite Cardinals. So, but other than that, I root for him to win.
Who's the toughest pitcher you ever faced?
Steve Carlton.
Yeah, that didn't take you very long to answer, did it?
I think that I'm not sure about it, but I think the first time I faced him, I got a base hit. I hit a triple off the wall. And it was almost like he said, "Okay, kid, there's your hit off me." And I don't think I ever got another hit. It was tough.
Who was your favorite player to watch during your playing days? Like when you knew, okay, we're going to Pittsburgh, and I get to watch Willie Stargell play. That's going to be cool.
Yeah, I would say Gary Carter. I liked him. I liked watching him play. Loved watching Dale Murphy play. Loved being able to play with Dale Murphy. Nowadays, man, I don't know. There's so many of them up there. I mean, Pujols was a great player. So,
how about baseball royalty? Who's the one guy you met in all of your years in major leagues, whether it was playing or coaching, that you just regarded as that dude right there is baseball royalty?
Willie Mays. When I played in San Francisco, he'd come in the clubhouse a lot, and we'd sit there and talk baseball for 45 an hour, long. And I would say he is definitely baseball royalty to me. He might have been the best center fielder to play the game.
That is Ken Oberkfell, former graduate of Collinsville High School, former St. Louis Cardinal baseball great, and World Series champion. They can never take that away from you, can they?
No, they can't.
Thank you for the visit. I appreciate it, and have fun in the rest of your retirement years.
Thank you, Todd. I appreciate it, too.
Thank you. That is Ken Oberkfell, and we're going to take our final break here on This Week in Kahok Nation, and when we come back, we'll close everything out. That and more coming up on This Week in Kahok Nation.
Metro East Roofing and Guttering. Locally owned and operated since 1987 by brothers and Kahok alums Tony and Corey Jones. Metro East Roofing is your place for residential, commercial, or industrial roofing, guttering, or siding. Choose Metro East Roofing and Guttering, where quality is first and the job is done right the first time. Located at 1231 Lebanon Road in Collinsville, Metro East Roofing and Guttering is the hometown company you know and trust. Call 618-345-5679 today for your free estimate and visit their Facebook page at Metro East Roofing and Guttering. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of Code 3 Spices, is first responder owned by proud Kahok alums. Located at 302 East Main Street, Code 3 Barbecue Supply is your home for one-of-a-kind everything barbecue headquarters, providing the best American-made barbecue grills, smokers, rubs, sauces, accessories, and cooking expertise from professional barbecue experts. Code 3 Spices provides award-winning rubs and sauces and donates 25 cents a unit sold to first responder and military organizations to aid the fallen and assist with suicide prevention and PTSD awareness. Stop on by. See the guys at Code 3 Barbecue Supply for all of your cooking and grilling needs. Code 3 Barbecue Supply, home of the Memphis in May first place world champion Patriot sauce. Learn more about their products and mission in giving back to those who serve at code3spices.com.
As the Director of Sports Medicine at Next Level Performance Institute, I oversee the care of all of our athletes, many high school, collegiate, and professional. Our goal is to help athletes stay on the field and maximize their performance. We have state-of-the-art diagnostic equipment where we can actually perform testing to get to the root cause of problems that could be getting in the way of athletic performance. When it comes to taking care of athletes, we take a full-body approach, whether it's musculoskeletal ailments, nutritional issues, organic issues such as headaches, sinuses, digestive issues. We have advanced training to where we can remedy health issues and return that athlete to play as quickly as possible. If you or your athlete are dealing with any kind of nagging sports injury and would like to see if we can possibly help, feel free to give us a call or come by the office anytime.
The reviews are in. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville is a hit in the Metro East. Folks both local and visiting the area are calling Old Herald Brewery and Distillery a must-stop destination in Collinsville. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery is located at 115 East Clay Street in Collinsville and is home to one of the only restaurants in the state with their own brewery and distillery that produces some of the best brews and spirits in the area. And the food, all created by an in-house chef using local ingredients that will please any palate. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville has daily specials, including patio service and curbside pickup. Get yourself a bottle or a growler to go, or dine on their patio where you can hear live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Don't forget about Old Herald's open mic night the second and last Tuesday of every month. Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville. Check their Facebook page for daily specials, online ordering at oldheraldbrewery.com, or call 855-8027. Ogle Auctions in Collinsville, the newest in online auctioning. Go to ogleauctionshibid.com, that's HIBid.com, to check out what's up for bid in the next auction. Ogle Auctions deals with everyday items like board games, t-shirts, and more, to collectibles, whether that is a vehicle, vinyl records, or vintage toys. Or how about a trolley car? And Ogle Auctions is always on the lookout for more items. Check out their next online auction at ogleauctionshibid.com. That's ogleauctionshibid.com. Or call Kim Ogle today at 618-980-4530. The Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been a proud supporter of KahokSports.com and the Kahok Sports Network from day one. Since 1934, the Junior Service Club of Collinsville has been providing women in the community an opportunity to make a difference with fundraisers and projects, all that go towards helping the needy in Collinsville. If you would like any information on any event sponsored by the Collinsville Junior Service Club, head to Facebook, type in Collinsville Junior Service Club, and then click on the event tab. We thank the Collinsville Junior Service Club for their continued support of the Kahok Sports Network and KahokSports.com.
At Visionary Wealth Advisors, we empower you to see your future before it's your future, to create your inheritance, to build your vision, to anticipate the known and unknown, and to find potential in both, and build new dawns. Visionary Wealth Advisors.
Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Whether building a new home, making an addition to the home you currently own, or finally getting around to that remodeling job you've been putting off, Pace Design and Construction in Maryville can help. Pace Design and Construction is a building and remodeling contractor you can trust. They provide the highest quality, they are dedicated to their customers, and are committed to completing your project on time and within budget. Pace Design and Construction in Maryville. Give them a call at 618-407-5466, online at pacedesignconstruct.com, or on Facebook at Pace Construction Design.
Hello and welcome back to This Week in Kahok Nation. As I sit here and record this, it is the day after the elections, and we are still waiting to find out the results of these elections. And we're also still waiting to find out the battle between Governor Pritzker in the state of Illinois and the IHSA as regards to is there or is there not going to be a boys and girls basketball season that is going to start later this month, as is on the schedule. So while we don't have the answer to that question as of right now, we expect that answer sometime here, probably midweek next week, I would guess, because practices are supposed to start on November the 16th. So the closer we get to that November 16th date, the more we should find out the answer to those questions. I can tell you that in the meantime, we will continue the show. We were going to plan on stopping it at the end of November when basketball season started back up. If there isn't a basketball season, then we will continue the show, but we are going to take some breaks. So as of right now, we know that we have future shows coming up, and we have Colin Moore, the boys varsity golf head coach, as well as the girls varsity head coach for basketball. He'll be joining us. Lindsay Taylor, the senior lady Kahok golfer, will also join us. And Derek Reiser, the owner of Old Herald Brewery and Distillery in Collinsville, just to name a few of our upcoming guests. And that'll take us close to Thanksgiving. November the 18th, that's a week away from Thanksgiving, 1 week and 1 day. We are going to have a kind of a repeat performance, if you will. We're going to run all 3 parts of the Ken Oberkfell interview. So you'll have all 3 parts in one show instead of waiting, and thank you very much for doing that, for each particular part to come up. That way you can watch them all in one show and kind of get them all together there. Then, of course, that'll lead us up to the Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving. We will not have a show on that day. We're taking Thanksgiving week off. And then the plan is to be back on December the 2nd, unless, of course, we have basketball, and we hope we do. Then we'll be doing sports instead of doing a show. So hang in there with us while we sort through all of this together. Before we go, though, we do want to thank Collinsville Mayor John Miller for joining us on this show. Special thank you to Coach Daryl Frecker of the Collinsville High School track and field team, as well as the cross-country team. They had a great showing this year. And again, mentioning Ken Oberkfell, thank him very much for joining us on the program and letting us sit down and talk with him and do 3 separate parts so we can have a little bit of elongated interview with the 1982 St. Louis Cardinals world champion and former Collinsville Kahok, Ken Oberkfell. So that's going to do it for this week's show. We'll be back at you again next week, same place, 7 o'clock for This Week in Kahok Nation. And for Clay Smith, I'm Todd Duke. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you very much. Go Kahawks.